My name is Naomi Cole. I'm a program manager at the Portland Sustainability Institute. We are a new nonprofit that was formed several months ago. It actually spun off from the city as an initiative of the mayor, Sam Adams, and its goal is to bring together public, private, NGO, and higher ed interests in sustainability and provide sort of a collective voice and vision to continue to bring Portland into the future as a leader in sustainability and to continue to build sort of the national model and the brand that Portland's created that brings so many people here to visit and learn about what we're doing. So the role that I have is within one of the key POSI sectors, which is the built environment, and I've been working mainly on the Eco Districts Initiative, which is a neighborhood scale strategy to accelerate investment in sort of green neighborhood scale projects. So Portland has done green buildings very well for the last decade or so, and it's really put us on the map as a leader in sustainability. And sort of the next best thing is really looking at opportunities for shared resources and infrastructure between buildings and shared investment between multiple property owners and actually using sort of social capital and residences to drive down energy demand so that you get sort of greater collective value and reduce consumption in the grid at a district scale. So the role that I've had so far, since this is POSI is really a fledgling nonprofit, and this is a new initiative. So it was again sort of handed to us by the mayor, and it's become one of the key charges of POSI. And so we've been tasked with sort of developing what the Eco Districts Initiative is, what the vision is, what the framework looks like, and we have sort of a draft document that lays out what it looks like, what the value is for all the different parties and stakeholders involved, and sort of define what the high-level principles and performance goals are. And the next step is to really develop an implementation strategy and an implementation plan. And so the way we've approached it is identifying 5 pilot districts in the Portland metro area. And these were chosen because they're all in urban renewal areas, so they have dollars associated with sort of key catalytic projects in the district. PSU is actually one of the 5 eco districts. And so what we've done to date in part of sort of drafting this framework plan, we've also held a summit that brought together practitioners and leaders in the field to start to talk about what the Eco District Initiative is and how we actually implement it in the years going forward. And a lot of my role to date, because this is so new and there's a lot of people interested in it, a lot of people that want to talk about it, has been sort of project management and managing and organizing a lot of people who are experts in the area and very interested in seeing how this initiative develops going forward. So we've got a 60-plus person technical advisory committee that's actually still growing. The mayor has a sub-cabinet of his planning and sustainability cabinet that is also informing the Eco Districts Initiative, and then sort of stakeholders and interested people in all of the pilot districts that we've identified. So in moving forward, we've got kind of key task areas to develop the initiative, and we've organized around working groups that are actually going to develop what the standards look like, so how you measure performance in the district, how you collect the data, who sort of owns that data throughout time, and then also sort of key questions around governance, finance, and policy around district scale initiatives and district scale investment. So that's sort of the core of the job. My background is in architecture, and I come from several years working in architecture firms specializing in green building, and my background in school is a combination degree in architecture, environmental science, and urban studies. So I created sort of an integrated sustainable urban design curriculum for myself, and I came to it very much through architecture. So I was interested in architecture since I was very young, and worked in firms in Portland when I was in high school, and went back east to study architecture, but sort of coming from Portland, always knew that I would bring a strong social and environmental ethic to it. And my sort of architecture ambitions were challenged at a certain point in high school when I felt like there was so much construction going on in Portland, and it was just kind of never ending, and buildings were coming down, and I started to worry about what that meant for the environment. And I heard a lecture by William McDonough back before he was sort of the sustainability guru, and it was just sort of beginning to sort of catalyze the movement, and it was a local Portland AIA lecture, and he really kind of transformed the way I thought about architecture and the opportunity for the built environment to really have a profound social and environmental influence. So that's sort of my background getting into sustainability, and I chose to leave architecture about a year ago and was consulting on my own, and took on a number of projects doing sort of mostly green building consulting and lead documentation and sort of sustainability planning locally, because the firm I was working at was not doing much locally, and I really wanted to be working in the Portland community. And the Portland Sustainability Institute was one of my main clients, and I'd been really interested in the work that they were doing since the time before I left my last job at the architecture firm. So I was excited when this opportunity came up. I think the thing that I find most enjoyable about my work, and particularly now in this new role with Posey, is that it really brings together cross-sector involvement, and it's people with a wide range of backgrounds that are really interested in sustainability and in figuring out what that means to Portland and to the region. And I'd say that's also probably one of the biggest challenges, is that you've got, just in our technical advisory committee alone, that could easily be over 100 people. We have 60 strongly opinionated and incredibly talented and intelligent people who have, sometimes varying degrees about what this means and who should be involved and what the scope is, and trying to balance all of those interests. And they're all really positive interests. I mean, it's not like, everyone wants to be a team player in this industry, I'd say. But sort of getting all of those things to align and actually move it forward without just debating it endlessly can be a big challenge. So I'd say, in terms of advice that I would give to someone who's interested in getting into this line of work, I'd say pick whatever you're passionate about, whatever sort of conventional career trajectory that means to you, and bring with it a strong environmental ethic. Because, for me, it was very much about architecture that led me to this path, and I knew that there was some opportunity within the built environment. But the people that I work with, particularly the people that are involved with Eco Districts Initiative at this point, are way beyond sort of experts in the built environment and experts in development. But we have, policymakers, we have attorneys, we have, ecologists and sort of the traditional environmental professions, we have planners, and we have banks. So it's, I think the broader the range of expertise in sort of traditional disciplines that bring with it a strong understanding of what sustainability means, and really what sort of triple bottom line sustainability means, the more productive we're all able to be, because we come to the table with sort of that common understanding, bringing with us sort of a strong, professional credibility as well within a particular discipline.